All right. So, getting ready for a rave that we've got going on Saturday night. I'm going to go drive down from South Carolina to Atlanta, Georgia for Beats on the Beltline. And I thought that it would probably be very helpful to go over like pretty much how to prepare for basically how to go to a rave. In an earlier video, we did like how to make candy, the importance of plur when you go to these types of events, how to make bracelets, and what functions they serve. But that's like candy bracelets are kind of on a micro level. How to prepare for rave is more on a macro level. So the number one thing when preparing for a rave is definitely temperature and hydration, because you, the viewer, if you're going to rave, you're probably going to be up on your feet for an extended period of time, and so you want to avoid overheating and dehydration. Now, many venues that you may go to, they're going to have certain rules of what you can and cannot bring into a venue, and therefore, a lot of times these the event planners will post what is allowable and what is not. I've been going to raves since about 2015 or 14, so about a decade now. So what works for me, I always keep like a clear plastic bag, and so the purpose of the clear plastic bag is at most raves, dance events, etc. You're always going to have to go through security, and so the purpose, obviously, of security is they want to make sure that you're not carrying any guns, weapons, illicit substances, anything that can cause harm to yourself or other people, or will have to cause security in order to have a bad night. And so, my plastic bag isn't really big at all. Obviously, it's clear so they can see through it. They can peer through it, and I can pretty much say, "Hey, I really don't have anything that can cause harm to another person." A clear plastic bag, typically, it doesn't really cost that much off of Amazon, and so far with this one in particular, it's not that big. I haven't had really any problems with security at the shows that I've been to. And so moving forward, how to prepare for a rave. I've got different candy bracelets made for people either I would like to trade with or who I would like to give the candy to. There's times where people have no clue about plur, and therefore I will just give them the bracelets. There's no expectations. Have it as a memento. Enjoy your show. I'm gonna move on. And there's other times where people give me stuff. We trade, or maybe they have trinkets is what it's called, small little objects that you can use for like decorations or mementos. Um, I'm not a really a much of a hoarder. Like my mother and my grandmother, they like to keep on to things. I really don't. I keep memories, good or bad, usually in my head, but I don't really care about stuff. Like I just use stuff as a means to really just be sociable. But everyone is different, so you have to understand who you are and what works well for you. So I have this elephant that I got from a rave at Charlotte. I have this foot that someone gave to me when I went to a rave in Charlotte back in June. I think it was Carolina Open Air. Now, the most important thing you want to do when you go to a rave, um, for me, I sometimes carry my debit card on me, but I at least have like $5 in cash, 5, 6, and sometimes no more than 30. But you at least want to buy a bottle of water, because hydration and keeping your body cool are the two most important things. Um, Most raves are not going to allow you to bring your own water in. This is for demonstration purposes only. But whenever you go through the line, they scan your ticket, they pat you down. You want to go straight to the bar. Um, you've got your clear plastic bag. You want to pay, let's say, a bottle of water at the event you're going to costs $5. You want to give them the $5, maybe you give them a dollar tip, but you want to get a bottle of water because ideally you want to be able to refill that bottle of water throughout the night so you don't overheat, dehydrate, and have to go through a whole slew of health problems later on in the night. And so that's one of the many reasons why we buy this clear plastic bag. So we have the bottle of water, we put it in a clear plastic bag. If you're at a festival, you can also have hydration packs. Some shows may or may not allow you to have them. Festivals will be a little bit more lenient, but these are really good for during the shows and for after the shows, because if the people who are selling the event have known what they're supposed to do, typically many shows can be crowded, and so if you're shoulder to shoulder with people, obviously that raises body heat, and so you have to always be cognizant of that. And then also, what I like to bring whenever I go to shows is a fan. Um, Different venues have different policies on fans. I've never been to a venue. Well, there's maybe been one that had a policy about hand fans, but they didn't enforce it. But most venues understand that they don't want to have to go through the liability of someone pretty much dying from heat stroke. Therefore, most places are understanding and will let you bring your own hand fan. So, like, this is made of complete plastic. There's no metal part, so it's not like I'm gonna go take this and try to fight somebody with it. But it spreads out, and you wave it, you cool down, and it's also a good way to go talk to people. Some people may not have money to bring fans, or some people may forget to bring it. So, like, you go around and fan other people, and then you have a conversation in between sets, and then life is good. And so, uh, moving on to our last thing on how to prepare for a rave, there's these nice little things called earplugs, because a lot of the music that you're going to encounter is very loud. Music booms, and you're going to be probably exposed to it for a good many hours. We want to protect our hearing because we have to use it in everyday life. I got several earplugs from my day job. Just asked, like, hey, can I have some plugs? And didn't need to tell them what it was for. They didn't care what it was for. I took it with me. I moved on. And then, very lastly, you have family planning, because you never know. Sometimes you may go with someone, sometimes you may go by yourself, but you always want to protect yourself no matter what. And that's pretty much how to prepare for a rave. Obviously, like, when you go out into social settings, you want to work on your social skills, but that's really a topic for like another video, and that's going to be a subject in of itself. But these are like the material things that you can do in order to prepare for a rave. So I'm going to obviously beats on the belt line. Saturday, I've got several candy bracelets already made out. I wrote down what I wanted to make. I'll trade with people. We'll have a conversation. We'll have a good time. I'm gonna go dance, sometimes with people, sometimes by myself. But I've got my fan. I've got my clear plastic bag, and then I also forgot. I've got my power bank as well. It's currently charging, but before I actually go to the show on Saturday, I'm gonna make sure this is fully charged. It's not that I am going to run through my phone's battery all the way to the zero line, but I always like to be prepared just in case. Sometimes, I don't know, it could be a late night. I could use a lot of power. Normally doesn't happen, but I prefer to have it just in case I need to charge my phone. And most places will allow you to carry a charger, but I've learned that you can never prepare too much. You can always not prepare enough whenever going to an event.